These three poems describe the forts that stand guarding the mouth of the Columbia River that wheels Washington to Oregon. These poems describe the end of modernity. The lily of my morning. Space goes on forever, I suppose, with worlds whose number is most certainly burdened with exponents on exponents, like fleas on fleas. And here on this round world below, 7 billion women, men, and children alone make enough mouths to feed for 700,000 cottage grove-sized cities. My point being, each such community on Earth or on all of those distant worlds without end need a shop to buy pastries, drink coffee, and talk to their friends. And sometimes they notice the girl serving coffee and wink and such. You know, men. Remembering high school football games, a tour in the Army, or some long-forgotten election whose outcome still offends them. Like I said, you can count on men to be full of big talk and little sins. And the girls serving coffee, they're looked at and forgotten while still in plain sight. The conversation carried away like leaves blown from a pile by the wind. For them, it's all a boxing match, all saw, or the pricks up in the Capitol. In every coffee shop all throughout outer space, or everywhere in the world, there's always coffee brewing. And there's always a girl. And there's always the denizens, too. Bird-faced girls pecking cheeks when praised, cat-faced girls curling limbs to give themselves embrace. The swan girl sets out warm loaves on the counter. The peasant girl, the oven girl, wipes a pale wet neck with a rag and smiles back. The coffee shop rocks like a boat tied to the dock from surges of laughter, and the butterfly girls flutter hands when they talk. She opens the oven, and warm like sun on my neck, she turns with a tray I pretend to inspect. The gingerbread man, the shortbread zoo, the giraffe, the camel, the lion, and new. The oven girl, the oven girl. The oven girl who? Lily is a long, loose, cursive, calligraphic stroke of brush on wet paper. Her fronds fold and cross the way a young girl's arms do above the belly and below the breasts. Her bloom like the sun's face behind the fog, her line like a ballerina leaning on the bar before a mirror. I feel it is my breath that moves her, like a leaf on a puddle which reflects the high clouds. A single word would shatter all of this. Her shirt rides up so I can see a cuticle of belly like the first crescent of moon. A Mona Lisa curl of mirth. I suspect she knows. A girl on an urn as ancient as the ache of Sappho. A lily careless dropped into a vase, the fragrant center of her space. The oven girl who, in singularity of place, a secular Madonna, unhurried her, orbit all a coil, a female butterfly in cocoon. Every day she sees, that's me. Her eyes say, that's you. But no, not who. Every morning it was coffee. Every morning it was you. I don't at all know you, and maybe twice a week the winds of want blow through. But you are the oven girl. My oven girl is you. Lily, she, Lily who sees me with my book and brew, but I'm not really reading. Inside, I'm grieving. Love unsaid is love untrue. Lily, I have something I need to say. You need to hear the truth, don't you? Lily, I begin, and then The Hippo sisters burst in with a rash of rain, argument, and wind. The old women gibbon glare to slam the door for them, and then flowered with, and salty with, and sugared with, the oven girl. The oven girl. She turns with a tray. I pretend to inspect. I pretend to inspect the gingerbread men, the shortbread zoo, the giraffe, the camel, the lion, and new. Lily, my oven girl, her tray of cookies too, her tray of little cookies, so like a little zoo. The River Mouth, written at the Maritime Museum in Astoria, Oregon. A wide mouth divides this gray face like a horizon. Sea, steel, sky, iron, a wild cold smile, and then the sun and moon in the same hour, like the eyes hooded, grim. The siren sings, "Sail in, sailor." Her tongue is hidden like a shark under the water. The bridge goes miles, and into the fog a beginning you can see, but not the end. This welcome is not your friend. Written at McDonald's in Astoria, Oregon, on the beach. Look at that. We run out of road and still no place is home. That's Westward Ho for most folk who ran out of gas at the Pacific Ocean. The West Coast is as far as you can go for most. Gotta get out of here, folks. In California, the nervous, everything's new all the time. You see this. In Oregon's every rural town, each valley for itself. You see this. Southways keep moving in circles, northways keep hunkering down, both rattling like a fly on a windowsill, waiting on an Armageddon. Western civilization from Sumer through Rome and England till its big fat baby face flattening against the window of a toy store waiting for it to open. You see this. And folks come from all over the world to end up here. Do you doubt if the flying saucers land, they'll settle down here? Nobody puts down roots. It's like they expect God to call up a new Atlantis in the West, just out of reach. That's why I moved here, and I'm sitting on this beach.